Hi, I'm Missy, and I'm going to be discussing employee morale in the workplace at West Rock of Harrison, Arkansas. To give you a little bit of a background of West Rock is one of three consumer packaging and paper manufacturing companies in Arkansas. West Rock was established in 2015 after a merger was finalized between Rock 10 and Midwestvaco. West Rock is the second largest American packaging company. The purpose of this project is to identify and understand issues causing a change in employee morale and how these issues decrease productivity in the workplace. Hopefully, by the end of this project, I will be able to present a solution to improve employee morale, which will, as a result, increase employee productivity. So let's get to know my stakeholder a little bit. Samuel Wyatt, can you tell me a little bit about yourself? How long have you been with West Rock?
I've been with Westrock a little over a year
All right, and what's your title?
now. I'm an account manager.
Okay. Can you see or have you seen an issue with employee morale in the workplace since you have started at West Rock?
Yes, yes, I would say definitely. Especially on certain levels of management, there seems to be a lack of morale that definitely causes some issues within Westrock.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to discuss some of these issues with you, and we're going to look for a solution to that problem. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, awesome. So, what are some of the employee morale issues that you have noticed since since you have started working at West Rock?
I think one of them would be definitely the hierarchy of command not being really made clear, especially to new employees. Just me being there a little over a year, I was a new employee not that long ago, and it was never really made clear who all was giving me direction with my day-to-day job duties. So I think that's part of it, and of course that would lead to the morale issue itself. Seems to lead to a high turnover, really a lack of employee retention. When you have morale issues, that's a core issue that it's going to lead to higher turnover. And I think as part of that, the morale issue is also seems to arise from unrealistic expectations of employees. And part of that leads right back to the unclear hierarchy of command, because when you have direction coming from all these different sources and you don't know what's expected of you, you don't know who to listen to first, you don't know how to prioritize your daily tasks.
All right, that makes complete sense. Thank you very much. So, the research methods that I used whenever I was trying to get a perspective from more than just one employee of West Rock was questionnaires. I sent them out to a group of current, former, and a couple of upper level management employees. That these questionnaires, they focused on involvement, fulfillment, and overall job satisfaction at West Rock. The questionnaires were specific to each person's employment status with West Rock, so they were all very similar, but they were different in their own way. The main areas of concern were retention. When employees are unhappy with their workplace, they're less likely to stay in whatever position that they are in, and with West Rock having low morale for their employees, there tended to be a high turnover rate. Another big issue was cost. It's proven that when someone is unhappy, they are more susceptible to illnesses, which resulted in paying out higher medical for employees. Another issue with the cost was training. When a company has a high turnover, they have to continually train employees, which can get very costly. Also, the quality of service is a big area of concern because if employees don't have pride and satisfaction in the workplace, then that will be demonstrated with their interaction with customers, and that'll bring up some definite customer service issues. So the options that I am proposing would be to offer a better benefits package. This option could be very costly, and it could take up to a year to implement these changes. Another option that I believe is a very good one is praise for accomplishments and incentives for meeting goals. This option would be very low cost, and this could be implemented immediately. Some of the benefits of a better benefits package would be that offering a better benefits package at West Rock would draw in more employees, and this would also give current employees an incentive to stay with the company. Some benefits of praising employees / giving them incentives for meeting goals would be that when someone gets praised for doing something, they tend to do it more often. And also, when someone has a prize they are working towards, they tend to work harder to reach a goal. Prizes for reaching goals would be less costly than having to bring in a better benefits package, and I feel like this would work just as well as bringing in a better benefits package. So my personal recommendation would be to praise employees and give them incentives for meeting goals, because I feel like it's the simplest solution, it's most cost effective, and I believe it's a proven method. Samuel, how do you feel about that recommendation?
Yeah, I think it's a definite step in the right direction. I think that's a great way to get employees more engaged with their work, which is key. Kind of a core focus around morale is employee engagement, and yeah, absolutely, I think it's a great idea, and it would help to get us even further towards our goal of everyone participating and feeling involved while at work. Right?
Okay, awesome. So our next step is just to go with this and see what happens and hope that this solves the employee morale issue. And great. Okay.